heck of a football game. Against if you're just an average fan and you wanted to come see a really good football game, you saw a really good football game today. And I cannot be more proud of the players in that locker room, the coaches in that locker room, and their fight. These guys have continued to show up every day and continue to hit that tree in the same spot. And as I shared with them in that locker room, if you'll continue to do that, it's going to fall. It's going to fall. And the effort, the care, the love that they have in that locker room for each other was very apparent today, especially after you took a huge punch on the first play of the game, on the kickoff. And got guys in position, and guy fell down. But the thing that you saw was the guys that rallied back, and they fought back. And be able to put a defense on the field that held one of the top offenses in the country to well under their average, 370-something yards, and the play of Dre Greenlaw and Scooter Harris and Santos Ramirez and all those guys. They keep stepping up like they have all year long, and creating turnovers. I know that was a big thing that we emphasized, but these guys did a great job. Offensively, I thought that we got behind the sticks. We always talk about staying on schedule, and 3 first-down sacks, and field position didn't help us at all. But we did see some improvements, and saw some gutty performance of Ty and Rakeem Boyd, and C.J. O'Grady did some really good things today at tight end position. But and in special teams, after the first, I thought we settled down, and I thought Reed Bauer did a phenomenal job in punting today, and especially being a true freshman in an environment like this. But I'll be honest, it's frustrating that these guys continue to and coaches continue to give the effort and the work and to walk into a locker room and to see their hurt but to know that we are getting better. This is a better football team than we've been this year, and we're going to continue to get better, and we're going to continue to do what we can do, and that's control our attitude and our effort. And these guys will do that. They have all year. They'll continue to respond. I absolutely love them. It's an honor to be their head football coach, and I promise you we'll get better. And we'll get back on the plane, and we'll pull ourselves right back up, and we'll come back to work tomorrow and be ready to go. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Okay, again, we've got mics on each side of the room, so if you'll raise your hand, we'll bring you a mic. Up here front on the left.
Hey, Chad, Tom Murphy. So it's 17-0. What happened at that point? How do you get the team back in the game? Can you just talk about what you did both sides of the ball to get back in the game?
Well, I think you looked, obviously defensively playing very well. I think they had just a couple of drives in there that really kind of got them going, but just the fight. We've been in that situation before, and nobody's going to give in, and nobody's going to give up. The fight, the confidence on the sidelines, the coaches coaching, making adjustments, the players involved, in their talking and communicating. It's what you would expect out of a championship sidelines. I mean, that's what you do. You come in and you respond. You get adversity, it hits you. Good. You step up, and what do? We got to make adjustments, and we got to keep putting our best foot forward. And if we do that, good things will happen. And we kept stressing it. From an offensive standpoint, we just wanted to just start with first downs. Let's play one play at a time and get a first down. And we had a spark right there in that second quarter, and C.J. O'Grady gave us the spark, a great pass with Ty, and it lifted us, and it gave these guys confidence. And that's one thing offensively that we've struggled with this year is confidence. And to see that, and then to see these guys continue to respond back, and come in at halftime, and we're in great shape. I mean, as I shared with the guys, even getting the ball back right there at the end. I mean, you got to love it. This is what I told the guys. You got to love this. This is why we do it, and to be able to be a part of those moments, and to watch their fight, and that's what really got us back in it. Just those guys fighting. That's what they do.
Front on the right here.
Inside Denver, Craig, is that it looked like Jeremy's injury was pretty serious. Can you give us an update? And then CJ obviously has had some issues this year, but what did you think of his play overall? What got him going?
Well, I thought CJ was an ankle. We'll reevaluate that. Obviously, did not come back in. I thought CJ has continued to improve this year, and it was good to see him make some plays. I was very glad to see that.
On the front far right, Coach?
Chad, that next to the last drive of the game, is that something you can build off of? You know, the one where Ty took him down the field and scored there?
Well, absolutely. Yeah, you know, it was again, they keep fighting. And offensively, you got the ball, and you know, really the drive before, as we shared with them, is that look, you know, you got a chance. We got a chance. Got plenty of time. Let's go win the game. And didn't happen. And but when he came back out on that field the next time, just their belief in each other, and we had a couple guys make some plays in there, and that's what it takes in a game like this. You got guys that make plays, balls in the air, go get it. It's a time to make a play, and to be able to drive down the field, bring us back within, you know, make it a one-score game. I thought absolutely we can definitely build and continue to build off that, and I thought we did that in the game here. We had the chance, again, ball in our hands to go down and tie the game.
Another one right here in the front right.
Clay Henry, Hogs Illustrated. Protections, and what did you do at halftime to? They've got a good player inside. What did y'all do to kind of counter that?
Well, they were doing just a little bit different, not much. So we made a few adjustments that we saw from the first half, and I was able to communicate that to start the second half. They do. They're very sound up front. We knew that going in, very deep up front, and very disruptive. And they've been that way all year long against every opponent.
And right in the middle of that.
Hey, Coach, David Bowser, 103.7 The Buzz. Harrison Greenlaw, 29 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 sack. Talk about the performance of those two guys.
Unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever been a part of 2 guys that that were that productive in one game. Very much just all over the field, and very impactful. Those 2 guys will probably be the first ones to tell you that the D-line keeping those linemen off of them, allowing those guys to play downhill. We'll build off of that. I know they're hurting, but boy, they empty their tank, and that's what you ask.
In the back, kind of in the center.
Coach Trey Schapp, the center to quarterback exchange seemed to give you guys fits today. Your thoughts on that, and how do you get that corrected? And then second, a follow-up, if Cole Kelly is not in the game on the first touchdown, the snap, do you think it goes over Story's head?
I do. You know, we had to continue to work that position. You know, as a quarterback, it's hard enough to play the game, you know, getting a regular snap. When the ball dribbles back to you, it's even a little bit more difficult because you got to take your eyes off your initial read. We'll continue to work on that and continue to fix those problems. But the one thing about it is that they'll definitely they recognize it and they understand.
In the front right over here for you, Coach.
Coach, I was again on Reed Bauer. You touched on this a little bit, but have you seen this coming in practice? I mean, the kid goes from, you know, almost getting 2 blocked last week to 44 yards a punt today. Have you seen that coming in practice?
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with the confidence that he had in the guys up front to fix the issues that we had last week. And as I shared with you last week, everything was fixable. And just his confidence in those guys up front and the battery of the snap was outstanding. And he has shown that in practice. Very much for a true freshman to come in an environment like this, very, very proud of him, and he'll continue to get better.
And we got the very far left in the front.
You made a couple changes on the kickoff team. I don't know who they were right now, but what happened on the first kickoff there?
Yeah, Ryder on the first one. Ryder went down and was trying to fold inside, and I guess and lost his footing. When he did, we left a crease there on a field return. They had showed a boundary return all year long, and we knew that they were going to come in with a field return. And we gave the guy a crease, and our contain drifted inside. And you know, you've got to have you got to make sure you keep your contain outside. But we had a huge hole right there. But again, as they responded, they fixed it. We did, and battled back.
Another one right here in the front on the right.
Hey, Chad, you know, that last drive, Ty actually ended up having pretty decent passing stats. He got sacked 5 times. What'd you think of Ty's game and maybe the way he rallied there despite getting hit quite a bit?
Yeah, you know, I think Ty continues to play with grit and toughness, and I think the guys are rallying around him, and they see that. And they you know, from a defensive standpoint, these guys coming down and encouraging him. I definitely think that he is extremely tough, eyes down the field, very confident. When he stepped on the field, he was extremely confident young man, and should be. And he'll continue to get better, and I think we've seen that this week.
And just right in the middle, we're still right in front of you.
Hey, Coach. Jim Harris from Channel 11, Little Rock. On a positive note, it looked like the staff spent a week on the punt return coverage team, and can you talk about how different that was? It looked like a few new players. I didn't get them all, but what changes you did in punt coverage this week?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I guess last Monday, you know, the issues we had were fixable. We fixed them with a few personnel changes, and then we fixed them with some fundamentals that we needed to continue to work on. And in games and environments like that we play in, your fundamentals have to hold up at all phases, not just the punt, but all phases. Your fundamentals have to hold up under pressure. And that's what we challenged our guys with, and they saw it. And I think that was one of the reasons why that you saw that the punting was better. He felt he had a lot of confidence in those guys.
And a question in the far back in the middle.
Coach, I'm not sure if Highland Park was the last game you attended here, their championship game last year, but your thoughts on now coaching inside this stadium, and do you like this rivalry, this game being here at A&T Stadium?
Absolutely. I love it. I thought the environment was incredible. Thought our fans that traveled, I want to commend them. Was awesome to see, and I know that this season hasn't been what everybody wanted, but the one thing you love about it is you love the passionate Hog fans that we have, and following this team, and to see that environment today, and them cheering right here at the end, right all the way up to the bitter end. Absolutely love it. It's a great venue, incredible recruiting base. Absolutely, I absolutely love the environment, and love the fan base that we have in this area, and obviously a major footprint in our recruiting.
Back to the front, right here in the middle.
Hey, Chad, you know, you're down 7, you got the ball back almost 2 minutes. Kind of what's going through your mind? And also, Fop, you got to play Alabama next week. Obviously, you're making progress. Those guys are pretty good. What's your feelings about that?
Well, I mean, down by 7, the ball in your hands, and you know, we can control. We pick up first downs. I think it's the only thing in my mind was we're fixing to go tie this thing up, or give us a chance to win it with a 2-point conversion. Who knows? And that was really going through my mind right now. Was okay, we pick up first downs. How do we kill the clock? We don't have no timeouts, so everybody was understanding that. We had great calls on it, and let's protect this guy, and let's see what we can go do, and let's have fun doing it. Let's go. This is what you live for right here, and so I thought that I definitely thought that. I just, you know, as we talk every week, Bob. I mean, it's about the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's about us getting better every week. That's the only thing we can control, and we're going to get back on the plane, and we're going to go get better, and that's what we're going to do.
Front left.
The read that Ty had on that last play to Warren, was that kind of where you wanted it, or how did that play shake out?
Well, I think I saw what you saw. It was a corner ball, and I don't know if the ball didn't come out clean, but it allowed the safety to come over and make a play on it. But you know, again, I'd have to go back and look. I was watching the corner ball or the corner route.
Two more questions for Coach. We got this next one in the back right corner.
Jason Carroll, KNWA. Coach, the penalties at inopportune times, just correcting those, and I know some of them were effort penalties, but just how critical those were throughout the game.
Well, you know, obviously we can't control that outside of our play, and you know, our guys are playing extremely hard. They did come in at a very inopportune time, but you got to go the next down. You got to play.
Last question for Coach, right here in the middle, about halfway back.
Coach Samson Timajani, UATV Sports. You said you got involved more in the offense last week against Auburn. Was there more of that today?
I'm always involved in the offense. I mean, I'm always in it. I'm in the meetings. I'm in the game planning, and I'm on the headsets and talking constantly to Coach Craddock. And I mean, it was no different today than it was last week. And I mean, and it'll be the same thing next week. So we'll continue to keep working together and getting this thing getting better. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach.